Hey everyone, I would like to give a quick update on everything that's going on here at RefToons. I've got some exciting progress on John Calvin's Illustrated Institutes that I'd like to share, as well as a big life update and a few hints at some of the things that might be coming up ahead. But first, if you're new here, I'm Paul Cox, the creator of RefToons. I create comics and illustrations that bring old dead theologians and solid biblical truths back to life in a fun, visual way, and I post them free on social media. As an offshoot of RefToons, I also make books, art prints, stickers, t-shirts, and more. You can check all that out at reftoons.com. So first of all, I have finished the first round of completed artwork for issue 2 of John Calvin's Illustrated Institutes. That's right here on the page. This is actually chapter 7 of the second book. If you haven't checked out the first book, John Calvin's Illustrated Institutes, Knowing God and Knowing Ourselves, book 1, chapters 1 through 5, you can check that out at reftoons.com under the books section. It's published by P&R Publishing, and I worked with Martin and Joy Williams to create this. So this is issue 2 right here, chapter 7 right here, but issue 2 actually is comprised of chapter 6 through 9 of book 1. So book 1 is actually represents John Calvin's Institutes of the Christian Religion, Volume 1. So we're doing each chapter in that volume is going to be in these books. We're going to have 4 of these little booklets per volume. So the first volume will have 4 of these little booklets that make up the first volume. Each book has a certain amount of chapters in it from that volume. So that's how we're splitting that up. And so far, I'm excited with the pace that I have going on this project. So this second book, all of the artwork is done. The initial artwork, that just means the pencils, the inks, the colors, they're all done on the main pages, and I've submitted it. I'm waiting for feedback to see what else I need to change, if there's any revisions that I need to do, any text that needs to be changed. So I'm just waiting for feedback on that. But in the meantime, I'm just resizing some pages in order to fit better, tweaking some things that I see here and there. But yeah, and in the meantime, while I'm waiting on feedback, I have in my hands the beginning of book 3. So this is chapter 10. I actually have the scripts for chapter 10, 11, and 12, but I'm going to be working through chapter 10 right here. This is what I do. I print it out. First I receive it from Martin Williams. He very faithfully adapts John Calvin's Institutes into a comic book script for me, and sends it over. I print it out, and then I take my pencil. This is not a pencil. I don't have a pencil around me. And I just scribble in various ideas for drawings here and there. I'll look through the script and figure out who says what, and how that can be best laid out on the page. So I'll do a layout. Here's an example from chapter 9 of what I do in the margins here. Page 1, I have all the panels laid out, and then a bracket around which text is going to go in there. And then page 2, these will go on page 2, and so on, like that, until the whole thing is thumbnailed out into there. And then I'll scan those thumbnails, put them in to my illustration software. Clip Studio Paint is what I use. And I'll lay those out, and I'll put in all the panels, put in all the text, and then just start tweaking it in the program until I get it to how I want it to be. So that's the progress and process of what I'm doing for John Calvin's Illustrated Institutes. I'm excited to get to work on book 3, and I've had a lot of time to dedicate to this. I've basically been working on this full time since January, and I've been able to get quite a bit done since then. And that is because I've actually dropped my full-time job. I was working at a souvenir company as an illustrator, and I dropped that down to 1 day per week. My boss was gracious enough to allow me to do that, and so I'm still working there, but I'm only 1 day per week, and the rest of the time I'm just working on getting these illustrated institutes done, working with PNR closely on that, and hopefully we can get a good publishing schedule on these. Hopefully we can get book 2 out soon. I'm looking forward to that. And in the meantime, now that I'm full-time on this, I also have time to dedicate to researching new Puritans and new Reformer, or new old Puritans, I guess, that I hadn't really heard of. I actually got the book from Reformation Heritage Books, Meet the Puritans, which is introducing me to all kinds of new Puritans that I'd love to research and illustrate some of their quotes. I think the most recent one I looked up was Thomas Adams, and he's actually the first guy in the book. And I found a quote by him that I'd like to illustrate. So you might be seeing more cartoons, more RefToons coming out from me in the near future. And not only that, I'd like to get into doing those on actual paper and with pencil and ink and maybe some watercolor to color them up rather than working digital, just to get me away from the screen. I've been thinking about that a lot lately, and maybe I can do another video just about that concept of moving away from digital art to traditional art, and just the mental effects that each one has for you. But that's another time, another video. I'd like to do more updates like this as I progress through various projects that I have going on. I have several other projects in the beginning idea stages that I'd like to get on paper. Just some of that, it just involves more cartoons, maybe another graphic novel, something based on mortification of sin. But I have all these ideas built up in my head, and I just need to get them out. So I see this as time to do that. So that's the quick update for today. Thank you so much for the support, whether through the shop, through Patreon, through likes, shares, or even just watching. That helps a lot in getting RefToons out there to more people and spreading these truths. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and drop a comment. What's one theologian or topic you'd love to see in a future book? Talk to you soon. God bless.